Okay, so let's take care of this as we continue with the documentation. And again, you are able to change your plan dates. Remember, all those documents are will only be assessed once you are through. So don't fear from changing the documents, even the plan date. You can also change the planning, how you did it. There's no problem about that. Yeah, then let's ensure that we don't have bullets, list, quotes, or references. Let's just write it as a narrative entirely on your own words. Then divide the document into section, but not subsection. So if you have a section, then don't try to have another subsection under that section. I've seen some have very many sections, section and subsections. And it should be unique to you. So let's not see any document that is similar to others. Yeah, but okay. What I want to say is that for this week, this coming week, I want you to dedicate it on development, implementation. Please work as much as possible on your development, because next week, if you are not 3/4 done, then you will be behind schedule. So this week, last week and this week, I'm emphasizing on the development. Go ahead and do something on your product. Those who are having issues, if it is XAMPP installation is not, I don't think if it is hard. Then once you do the installation, you need to know how you are hosting your website. Yeah, because I only saw Paul, James, Zainab, Naval, and Daniel, and okay, Sahil and Moses having hosted their website. Now, others have not hosted their website. So you need to know how you are hosting your website in XAMPP. So that is first thing. Please know how to host. You can always read about that. Then second, be in a position to connect to the DB. If it is MySQL, please be in a position to connect to it and create a login page, because you can't create a login or a registration page without connecting to the DB. And once you connect to the DB, your work is almost half done. Yeah, Dashil, that's correct. Yeah, you can get some YouTube clips to set up your XAMPP, host your site on XAMPP, and make sure that it is fully hosted and accessible locally in your local machine, so that if you go to a browser, you don't just click, you go to a URL to your local machine. Usually it is localhost or 127.0.0.1. So we need to access, so that the next time you are doing the demo, those are the things that will tell us whether you have done the right thing or not. Yeah. However good you will explain your product, and the moment you start the demonstration, there are things that will come out that will determine whether you have developed the right product or not. So these are the things that we need to be wary about. Ensure that you have hosted your product if it is a web-based. Ensure that it is connected to the database, and ensure that if you talked of your registration and login, all those functionalities should be there. Then have most of the pages accessible and linked, so that if I go to players page, let me go and see players. And those players should be pulled from a database. Let them not be players that have just been added using a code. Yeah, if there are games, let the games that are stored on the database. Next, our next demonstration, we are now going to go to the backend. Yeah, we are going to, once you show us the page, that this is the page, we are seeing, say these are the upcoming games. We want to go to the database and see that those games have been added on the database, not on the code. Yeah, so I'm just trying to open your eyes in terms of how you should approach this week's activity. So this week activity, please make sure you put more effort in doing the development. Next week, I'll not check documentation. I'll check on the product progress. I'll be more on checking on the product progress, how you have developed it. But those who have not submitted their documents, I don't know now what we'll do, but time has elapsed. So just try to submit it very, very fast, so that you can upload it, because Canvas will record it as being uploaded late.
Sir.
Yes.
We are on week 9, right?
Yes.
On the YouTube channel, there are only 4 videos. What about the others, the 5 others?
You're saying?
There are only 4 YouTube videos on your channel.
Oh, okay. I think I've not shared how many?
5. I think 4. This is the 5th. This is the 5th one.
Okay. I think I'll share. Last time I was, the last 2 occasions I will have been in a different location, and the gadget has not been behaving well. But I think this one I'm going to share.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll try to retrieve the other one. I had a different gadget that was giving me some problems, but I'll try to check.
Okay.
Yeah, but this one I'll share probably tomorrow once it is ready on YouTube.
And so you were saying documentation is important, right? But for what part?
Now, for this week, I want you guys to dedicate it on developing your product.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying you have to do documentation at the same time so that you don't forget what you've done.
Yes.
For what documentation is this?
Yeah, documentation. Remember, we have the first one being project plan.
Yeah.
We have practitioner statement.
Okay.
We
Okay.
have solution design.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have what else? We have personal reflection. Now, personal reflection will come later. So that one, you can just have some draft write-ups, right?
Okay.
Yes, but
Okay.
I would want you to dedicate more of this week into development, because next week I'll be
Okay.
thorough in looking at how you have developed your product.
Okay.
Yeah, today we've looked at all the three all the three components that were forming the mid-module assessment, checking your progress. Now, last week we were not going into details, but today we have checked clearly how those documents should be. So the lessons that have been learned today should help you to refine those documents.
Okay.
Yes. So once you refine them, then embark on developing your product. Read about the if you do setting up your web hosting, then getting a code to connect to your DB, checking on how to create tables on your database, creating a database first, creating tables, creating relationships, and using the code to connect to the DB and add some records, update those records, delete. Those are the things now we will be looking at next week. I'll also look at the structure of your code. You'll open your code, and I'll be trying to check how you've written your code. Yeah, so these are the things that you need to be you need now to look at. Yeah, so I would want to stop there unless somebody has more questions.
Yeah, I have a concern. I sent you my contact sheet last week. Haven't sorry on Monday. I haven't gotten feedback from you on that. Basically, the signature. But I after today's lesson earlier on, I redid it and sent it again to you in a corrected format. So some feedback on that.
Yeah, I think you had sent a PDF,
No,
and
it was
yeah, PDF. I could not amend it, and I think now what you've sent, I think you've sent another one. I think that one will be able to work on.
okay. Okay, all right.
All right. Okay, so can we stop there?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Can you please repeat again what should be done next week, as in terms of implementation of the website?
All right. Let me repeat again. Next week, we are going to assess the development, the coding part of your product. And in this assessment, we are going to look at the kind of databases that you have, how you've written your code, how the codes are structured in terms of directories, and whether the content on the front page on the front end is being retrieved from the database. That is, if it is a dynamic website. So we are just going to look at how the product is developed in the coding level, basically. So we are just going to look at, have you done the right coding? Okay, the kind of tools that you're using, have you used them correctly? Are you maximizing their features, or the toolkit? Have you utilized it fully? That's basically what we are going to look at. So which means next week we are going to, you are going to open for us your database backend. You are going to open for us your code. You are going to open for us the code, the structure of your code, like how many folders do you have, the directories, how have you put your images, how have you put your PHP code, how have you put your CSS code, yeah, that's a kind of assessment that we are going to do next week. So I don't know if I'm clear at that point.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Okay, any other question? Okay, having no more question, I would now adjourn the class to next week. So you guys have a nice week ahead, and also a nice holiday for those whom the holiday will be relevant to. I think the Easter is coming, and just stay safe, and see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, thank you, sir.
All right.
So when will you upload this lecture? By tomorrow?
Yeah, the recording I'll share with Usman tomorrow.
Okay.